Hey, welcome back, trainers. How's it going? In this video, we're going to be talking about how Niantic's communication has diminished completely as far as telling us inside things of what is going on, changes that are going to potentially be made in Pokemon Go. And I'm going to give you my thoughts, and we're going to talk about this, what I've seen over the years and why they're potentially not giving us any more information, or they don't care to communicate to us anymore. Okay, so recently we've had Pokécoin changes, not for everybody. It's been for select places, mostly in Australia, UK, and a few other places that are going to see a little bit of an increase as far as the bundles for smaller Pokécoin purchases, because as it stands, their smaller bundles were a better deal. So essentially, if you wanted to buy $100 worth of Pokecoins in these places, you would want to buy the smaller bundles because it was cheaper that way. So it looks like they're kind of balancing it out, and this all has to do with the US dollar and economy and all that stuff. Okay, I just had to insert this really quick because I didn't kind of vaguely said something about it, but the purchasing power for Australia versus the US and these other places that the price have increased, they're the same. There's really not a difference. They're just kind of balancing it out. Again, this is not siding with Niantic. This is just going by basic economics. That's just the way it works. Just had to put that in there really quick. So as far as everybody else seeing a change within Pokemon Go, as far as prices are concerned, other than these places, it could be potentially happening, but as far as I know, I don't know, who knows what the climate of the economy is and what the decisions are. And there's other variables too, such as the price that Apple and Google are charging them per whatever, purchase and everything. And not only that, you got Unity coming out here, which is going to be starting to charge per download. Okay, now this is not, oh, here we go, charge for Niantic, but I have to come into this with logic and reason and go over all of my thoughts as to why this is even taking place, or at least come up with some conclusions as to why this is happening or why they have completely shut down communication. And we'll get to that part in a minute. As far as my thoughts, there's nobody at Niantic came out and said anything. This is all my personal thoughts and opinions. Okay, so as far as changes for the world, we do not know what's going to happen, okay? So that's unforeseeable, but they have increased it, and apparently it was cheaper to purchase the smaller bundles, and now they just kind of balanced it out. Is it fair? No. Now, there are other... Now, I do not endorse this, okay? I do not endorse this. People have offered to do it for me and told me how to do it, and I know the drill, okay? I understand. But you can purchase through the Turkish shop. I do believe is one of the cheapest places you can purchase a 100 Pokecoin bundle, which is going to be like USDA. I don't look. I didn't look at the exchange rate, and I forgot exactly how much it was on that. But it's going to be a lot cheaper. It's definitely not $100. It's somewhere like below 50, 60 bucks USD. So there is that. I don't know. I'm not endorsing it, and I do not encourage anybody to do that, but that isn't, people are doing that out there. Okay. So I personally won't. I don't know if people are actually getting banned for that, because that's another thing. Niantic has literally cut off any communication regarding what's going on. Ban waves for unwanted bans, like people who are submitting Pokestops. Oh, bad points of interest. Or let me get it right, a point of interest. Okay, points of interest that are not exactly supposed to be, or they just messed up on the wording. They weren't trying to be malicious or nefarious in their submission of this point of interest, and they're getting banned. No communication on that. You just get people banned. Silent. Now, let me go over why that could potentially be silent. Because saying anything is going to be just as bad or just bring more attention to it. I forgot what they call this effect, but they used this example of the lady who didn't want her house online, and then she, said, I don't want my house online or something, or picture, and then all of a sudden it blew up and everybody knew about it. So exactly, if you do not want people to see or talk or hear or notice it, you just completely ignore it. Does that mean it's just going to go away? No, but if you're going to personally address the thing, you're going to bring 1,000 times more attention to this issue that you would ever want it to, as opposed to just being quiet about it. Why do you think they did not talk about the exploit that me and the anonymous person came out with? Because it's better to just not talk about it. But you're thinking, well, this is a major issue in the game. Don't you think they should at least acknowledge a security breach of some sort within their servers and shut it down? Well, look, I don't. This may sound again a little egotistical, but I feel like it's because me and the anonymous came out and came forward with this initial information that they can't stand that fact, and they're just going to brush it under the rug and try to fix behind the scenes or whatever. And I'm going to tell you, if anybody says that the servers are shut down, I know for a fact that there is more, and they're going to keep springing up all over the place on cheating. Okay, that just because that person shut it down doesn't mean anything. So addressing the issue will bring a lot more attention to the thing. So that's probably one of the reasons why they're just not talking about it. And not only that, but here's the main grand thing on what I feel why they do not communicate to us, and that is because, look, I love you all, okay? I love you all, the community, the ones that support me, but I'm gonna have to say this. It doesn't take a content creator to see all of the entitlement, but as a content creator, I can see a lot of comments all at once, instantaneous, without having this, I had to scroll, but it's condensed into an area of Pokemon Go. Now, this isn't saying for the people who support me, I love your comments and I appreciate all of you, but this is cutting through into the deeper situation, and I see a lot of entitlement. I see a lot of complaining, and I know I complain too. Okay, look, it's part of the news, it's part of the grind, it is part of YouTube. You go with, not to say the grift, but the current thing, okay? But there is a lot of outrage for the dumbest things, okay? People just screaming up into the void for the most idiotic things you could possibly imagine. Some of them rightfully screaming, okay, absolutely, duh, I'm here too, screaming at Niantic as well sometimes, but a lot of times it's just complain just to complain. It's become a thing to shit talk on them. Like me, I get it, and I understand it. Here we go. I'm not trying to defend them, but I can see where this is going. They're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. I get it. I'm in that same boat too. So I can at least see where they're coming from here. But look, well, you're a corporation, they're a corporation, you're a single person. There's a lot of differences, obviously. I'm not comparing myself to Niantic, but I can say that I have experienced this sort of thing personally, and on a massive corporation scale. I could only imagine. But it's the thing is that they're a corporation. That's just too bad, so sad. Deal with it, you son of a guns. This is your company. You're gonna have to deal with criticism and backlash. That's just the way it works, right? But honestly, they don't have to communicate to us, so they're not going to anymore, because I feel like that people are just so entitled, a lot of them, or at least no matter what they do, they can't appease us. And that's not true, because there's a lot of things that they've done that I'm like, damn, good job, Niantic. When they communicate on their Twitter, what I call it Twitter still, so whatever, it's still Twitter to me. When they communicate on their Niantic, support thing, giving us really good insight information. Okay, trainers, there's an issue, we're gonna fix it. We're gonna, some things may occur for the next hour to 2 hours today, but we're gonna take care of something. You know what, I'm gonna give you a pat on the back. Thank you, Niantic. We appreciate just a little communication. It really brings up the morale and makes us feel good about the game that we're playing, knowing that there's people behind it that care about what we're going to have to experience, or at least what is to come, that they're going to do some construction in the game, or maybe something needs to be fixed, or something is actually still broken, and they're just conveying, we understand that this is broken. Just give us some time and we'll take care of it. Nothing. It's just quiet. All to appease us, it's going to take a little bit of momentum of that, okay? You can't just do it and then it's just going to stop complaining. We're going to stop complaining. Thank you for that, for communicating that, but you have to keep the momentum going with that communication. Once you get that momentum going, you're going to be good. Now, if they screw up once, is the momentum just just going to fall? My dad used to say, "You're off track, son." Guy used to hate that. You're off track. I was like, he's so mad at me. So all this momentum, they stop. They do something stupid. The train falls off the tracks. Then what? What's going to happen? Did all that work for nothing? Absolutely not. But communication and constant communication is the key. Obviously, they don't have to tell us everything, but tell us what's going on here and there. You got people getting banned for no reason because they're submitting points of interest. Put out some statements saying, okay, we've got a new system in the works that we're trying to combat the bots, and a few people got hit in the crossfires. We are working on getting your accounts back, reinstating something, anything. Come on. See, but they don't want to address their screw ups. One, because they just hate us, or they just know they will never win no matter what they post. Higher ups told them, we're done with communication. This community doesn't deserve it anymore. Or, this are all kind of like the same thing. I honestly feel like it's boiling down to spite. They don't like us anymore. Give us your money, shut the hell up, and play the damn game, and you will get what you get. They've realized this. Do you understand? They've reached a point where they've realized it. I think they've realized it for a long time, and now they're just kind of acting upon it. I don't know if there's new management or somebody said, we're done with this, because of a certain point they got bashed so hard, they got so angry on the articles that were being made and the things that people were saying on social media, that they became so infuriated with us that they said, you were done. Like, just somebody who's fed up with something, and they just reached a breaking point, and they said they're done with their community. So as far as communication on Niantic's end, ain't happening. It'd be funny if they started coming out and started communicating right after this, but I highly doubt that. It hasn't been here. Let me see here. What do we have to take a look at? I was going to go over the Pokécoin situation. They did announce the whole increase of the prices back in 2002 on October 5th. They announced that. That was going to be for Chile, Egypt, Japan, Malaysia, Pakistan, Poland, South Korea, Sweden, and Vietnam. And then they did it again a couple of days ago, and they didn't announce it. Okay? Do you see how they're switching it up? So from 99 cents in Australia for the smallest bundle to 159. I do believe that is the price. Yeah. I'll put an image up maybe. Okay, so there's that. And then I just want to go over a quick tweet here, and then we're going to talk about a few other things. But somebody said Niantic, at this point, they don't announce it. They don't care, blah, 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 okay? And then somebody goes on to say, well, does the grocery store announce when the milk prices go up? That's a good point. Do they need to announce it? No, they don't. You go in and you see it like that. And then somebody else goes on to say they will get the same reaction if they announce it or they didn't announce it. And I have to say, maybe. From some people might appreciate them telling us, but when it comes down to the price increase, I think that the reaction would have just been negative all around, and it would have bring more attention to it. So I think that's why they ignored it. Now, with this whole price increase, I understand that things are getting a little expensive within the game. That's just the way the world economy is going to have to start working. I know it is a mobile game, that the prices can maintain the same, but you never know what's going on in the back end as far as Google as well as Apple increasing their prices. And then you have, again, this Unity crap going on here, and it's all just, getting very expensive. So they're just kind of maybe compensating for the whole situation that they're going through, and now we're having to bite the bullet, or in this case, bite the Pokécoin and pay more. So one thing you can do to combat this a little bit, to get more bang for your buck, and I understand I've explained this before and I've talked about this before, and I know that some of you in your countries, it's pointless and it's still expensive. I understand. I'm just trying to give an outlet for some people to potentially still carry on, okay? Give a solution. I'm not, a genie over here. I'm just trying to help you out, right? Web store. You can get more Pokecoins for your buck. More bang for your buck in the Pokecoin store. In the web store on Niantic's page, okay? So this isn't going through Apple or Google. It's straight through them. And therefore, they're giving you incentive to get more coins. And, it's fine. This is what I use now. I used to love to go and purchase the card because it's great for taxes, to have a physical receipt. I'm getting a receipt this way, too. It's just digital, but I just love more physical receipts are better. If anything happens, I have it all documented, on the internet and stuff, but physical receipts are better. But anyways, web store is going to be a lot better for you to purchase these, just cheaper. Well, I wouldn't say cheaper. You're just going to get more for what you're purchasing. And again, I know some countries are expensive, so I don't know what to tell you. I'm just trying to help you out here. But I just wanted to give you my thoughts on Niantic. And I didn't want to go hard, screw them and I hate them and they're idiots. I mean, sure, Sure, some of that's probably true to some degree for some of them. You can't just crap on the whole company. I'm sure there's great people working in there, right? We play this game, we love it, right? It's not like everybody in there is making horrible decisions. Not everybody's got the authority to make all the decisions that we want to see. Sometimes these hard heads at the top just want it the way they want it, and that's just the way it's going to have to be. But hey, as far as communication is concerned, it's dead. The first Niantic wave, I mocked it. Remember that? Yeah, I did. And I mocked it because I knew it was all a joke, and I knew they were going to keep it up. What, the developer diaries? They told us about what Pokemon that they like and community days that they enjoy. That's not developer diaries, that's personal diaries. Developer diaries is telling us the back end of what's going on in Go Battle League, as well as potential events that we could be seeing and things that we would want to hear about as far as the game is concerned, not their favorite Pokemon. I know that's cool and all, but I didn't watch any of it. I watched like a few seconds of the first one and I was never interested. I was like, this is a joke. Okay. So, and then they stopped that silently into the night because again, I feel like the community, they're spiteful towards us. Absolutely. I do. I know it. I know they are. They hate it. Anyways, ramble on all day. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. You're not going to get any more communication out of Niantic as far as we can see as of now. So don't expect any of that. If anybody at Niantic is watching, we love this game. You all know that. I mean, we keep spending money. You could see the numbers going up. You're like, keep complaining, you dummies. You just see the numbers going up. I mean, we love the game, obviously. We're addicted to Pokemon. You already know. If it wasn't Pokemon, you wouldn't still be going. No offense. I'm just saying you have a cool little system going on here with Pokemon Go. But it's the name of that's keeping it going. Let's not forget what happened to your other games. Let's see how long Monster Hunter lasts. Let's just see. Looks cool, but I don't know how long it'll keep going. Already heard that there's things bad happening in that game too. But hey, if you want to get good on your player base, your fan base, your community side, just simple communication. People are getting banned for bad points of interest. Tell us why. Backlash, that's okay. You communicated. You're being open. Honesty is the best thing in the world. It cuts through everything. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.